What it is? It
It's something.
Object.
It's a dishwasher.
Yeah. Insert object right here.
Just dirty dishes. Oh.
Volcano.
Volcano.
Yes.
Gonna ignore it. Actually, no. Yeah, I'm just gonna ignore it. Bye bye. Friend request declined. Have that one. Wet wipe. Right, and we're live.
Yeah.
Tier 1 Portugal. Tier 2 was something. Interesting strategies going on. Pit lane cut as well.
Yeah, I literally didn't watch it, so I can't say anything.
That was me and I think me and Troy and Trent were just in the chat talking about football. I caught a glimpse of it. I think it was Bradders went like 22 laps on mediums and did the softs to the ends, and he won on track, but he cut the pit lane exit. He's trying to in the
Yes.
tickets. He's trying to say that it on the line, but it's clearly over. That's
Delusion, as always.
I think that's P3. He'll be P3 after that.
Yeah.
Because Kookaburra had a 3-second. So it's still podium, but not his 25 points he was hoping for.
It's only 15.
Yeah, exactly. Loses 10 points because he's blind, I guess.
Yeah.
We got
Unfortunate.
exactly. We got 16 in. Or was that 16 including us? 16 drivers or pulls in. That's 17.
Yeah. Just checking that we're actually alive.
Just about. I'm getting there. I got drink. I got food. I got everything to keep me alive for this. Especially Portugal. Fall asleep at
Yeah.
it.
Knee death as well.
Yeah. Yeah. Just saying, if you hear a massive bang, it's fine. I'll wake up.
No need to call the ambulance.
No need to worry. Just might be a bit you watching the same driver on stream for a couple minutes and I'll be back awake.
Yeah, you'll just hear me saying things while the viewers are just gonna see the same POV, which is gonna be from an AI driving around
Be from the pit lane.
in last place.
Just watching someone that retires in the pit lane. You just watch the pit lane for an entire hour.
Yeah, and then hear me talk about the race.
Exactly.
It's like the 1950s all over again.
Just
Like
not on the right
30s. Yeah, I mean, I'm just talking about the fact that you don't see anything, but you hear what the others are saying. Like on TV, for example.
Oh yeah.
Radio. That kind of stuff.
Yeah, I got you.
Yeah. I guess in this time we could talk about the race results from last week. Where Constella won it on his Tier 1 return from just winning the Tier 2 championship, his second Tier 2 championship. And as well in the home soil of Ferrari in Monza. P2 was Clipsith, and the podium rounds off Revit, as well. Good overall result for Ferrari as Paul finished in 4th. Taffy was 5th, Rafa 6th, 7th was Yingaboy, 8th was Chimp, 9th was Kema, 10th was Kookaburra, who rounds off the top 10, and then it is Riz, Charlie, Fiji, and TOW, and then the rest are DNFs, and those are Dome, Alamine, Jono, Zroske, and Mick the Quick. That's P17 Zroske. He lasted one race, as expected that someone is gonna drop out. very quickly out of the lineup, as it is Zroski who is out, and in goes Speed Key, as you can see in the lobby, next to Chimp and Fresh, takes Zroski's seat in the Aston Martin. We'll see how long he will last. Hopefully the whole season. But yeah, Drivers' Championship pretty much all the same, because I mean the first round, so nothing really need to check there. But in front, it is Ferrari on top, as expected as well, with P1 and P4, but they are almost double from P2, which are Williams. Ferrari with 37 points, Williams in second with 19 points are Williams with. So an 18-point gap between Ferrari and Williams. But then behind, it's going to be a bit closer, of course. Sauber in third with 17, Alpine fourth with 11, Red Bull fifth in fifth with 8 points. Sixth is Haas with 6 points. Seventh is McLaren with 4, and then Mercedes, V Corp, and Aston Martin all are without points from round 1. And that was pretty much the standings and race results from last week.
Both Josh and Chesley could be looking for a better result this week after not a decent showing from them last week in Monza.
Yeah, I mean, Marcel out. Yeah, I mean, I saw the time trial lap from Yengaboy on TikTok. Top 200 in the world, so hopefully he's going to take pole.
That's on PS, isn't it?
Yeah, but yeah, it is PS. But I mean, still a good lap, I guess. I mean, was it like, if I remember right, was it like, I don't, 16.6 was it? Was it 16? I don't know what's a good time.
Was it in the official TikTok?
His TikTok, not
his TikTok. Oh, I don't have his. Yeah. So who's
I mean, he's just Yengaboy.
Oh, I'm too lazy to find it.
I mean, I can check on RaceNet.
Yeah, do that. Oh, that's a good point, actually.
At least my time, and then...
As we've already... Josh, the one we're talking about, is already out on track. As well as Trent, Revit, and Clipsy. Troy now joins them. So we'll see what they can do out there on their first 4 laps. Trent now in the front of it all. As Clipsy third on track. We're looking to try and get slipstream, which is what he does like to do in quali sessions.
Yeah, I've checked, and probably I think that he was talking about 16.6, but apparently he could have gotten a 16.4.
Okay, well, it's a very good lap from Josh on his.
I mean, on
chase cam and controller.
Yeah. Yeah, it's a mad how he can actually race in chase cam. It's madness.
Yeah,
and be so quick.
It's ridiculous how he even can cope like that.
Yeah, it's weird. Trent on the lap though. He has started his first round in H1 now, since he of course missed the actual round 1 in Monza, in his home race as well. Now he starts his official first round 1, as Trent, well, of course, goes purple through the first sector, 21.725 through the first sector. At the back, probably Yengaboy invalidated.
Of course.
Trent
Classic.
through turn 8. That's going to be a bit of a tricky one in quali and in the race. What were you saying? Alex, what were you saying?
What's that?
What were you saying?
That's a good question. I'm just completely zoned out.
Okay. Well, Trent has a bit of traffic in front of him. but now he's going to get a lovely slipstream from the V-Carb in front of him, which I believe that is Aleman. Yes, that is, because Fresh is in the pits. He's going to be serving his quali ban Fresh. And Trent, of course, goes fastest, 1:16.072. That's a very good time to start with, as we just talked about the Yenga boys 16.6s and 16.4s.
15.6 was Jenga boy in time trial.
Wasn't 50? Oh, okay, yeah. So I'm just slow, because I thought he would have been closer to mine. I thought he would have been closer. It would have been closer to mine, but if that's a whole second in front of me, then okay, I'm just fucking slow. Clipsy is in P2 with 16.559. TOW 400 behind him, 599. As the one. Oh, well, okay, I'm not gonna say it. Riz to the second sector, 15.1968. That's almost whole second behind Trent at the moment to the second sector. Morrison and Kukabra are as well back in the lobby, as they disconnected from the lobby at the beginning. Fiji goes up to P4, 16.624. Riz goes up to P5, but is 6/10 over 6/10 behind Charlie Fiji. 27.250. Dome goes now 6 to 17.204. Alemine now sets the slowest time, almost 6/10 behind Chesney Riz. That is 5.5 behind Chesney Riz. Yenga Boy second, 16.330. Paul third, 16.414. Kema now sets the slowest time by far, slowest time of the whole quali, 36.046. Revit with 127.12 is not the slowest, but Saubers are the slowest at the moment.
He's just starting another lap at the moment, so I think that was not invalidated, but had a bit of a mishap on the first lap. He's 1.73 up in the sector 1 alone, so.
Revit or Kema?
Revit.
Okay. I mean, of course, I was joking. I know that they can go a lot faster.
Yeah, no, I know.
I mean, unless they really suck at Portugal, or then they were really good at Monza, but then they just suck at any other circuit. That could be a different case as well. In the meantime, Speed, the debutant, goes up to P10, 17.518, drops down to P11, as Chimp now has gone up to third, 16.387. In the meantime as well, Constella, well, a long time ago, but he's in P8 with 17.162 as well. The reserve driver of Morrison out on track is on a flying lap. Kukabrat the same. Mick the Quick the same. All three of them are on fast laps. Yeah, Revit has improved up to P10, 17.241, 9,000 in front of Riz, but 37,000 behind Dome.
All that curve by Constella, he's just flown over the apex of turn 1.
I wanted to do that one meme, like, where it's, is it a plane or a bird? No, it's flying Constella through turn 1. Make the Quick is in P7 now, 16.624, 1,000 of a second in front of Fiji. Fiji though is improving, well, he was, but he invalidated right on the exit out of turn 11. Morrison in the meantime in P10 with 17.152. Kukabara goes P5, 16.435. A very good time from the Red Bull. Then one of the Aston Martins. Was that anyone? I know Dome is just starting another lap. W starting a lap. Constantly going to pits. Paul not improving. Is Clipsy on a lap? Clipsy is on a lap, a 10th faster compared to his previous time. So he is definitely on a lap. TOW definitely will be on a lap as well. Unless he already aborted it, but he's not. He's just under a tenth, improving on his time, so he's as well cooking. Clipsy is gonna cross the second sector split times, and what's his improvement? 2/10, over 2/10, so he would be already in front of Chimp, but in between Chimp and Yengaboy in third position. And he still finds a bit more time to the third sector, now just flat out through turn 15. And then crossing the line, where is he gonna go? He's gonna go P2, 16.300 in front of Yengaboy, but still over 2/10 behind Trent. That banker lap by Trent was something else compared to the others at the moment. As we see, TLW improves on his time, but I believe he stays in P7, I believe, just behind Kookaburra. Anyone else on a lap? There is Yengaboy and Chesney Riz on their out laps. I believe Morrison is on a lap. Not too sure. I mean, at least he's using his ERS, so that's at least one clue. Yeah, he's on a lap. Morrison, does he improve though? Yes, he does. By 4.5 tenths, but that gap from what was from P10 to P9 was so big that he stays in P10, and the gap from now P11 to P10 is still massive, almost half a second. If you do that meme right now, I will kill you, Alex, though. If you know what meme I'm talking about.
I do. I'll keep my mouth shut.
I mean, of course I won't, but just for a little shit talk on that. Yengaboy, over 2.5 tenths faster to the second sector. Had a bit of a slide on the exit of turn 11, but still is cooking on his lap. Got plenty of ERS for this final straight in this third sector through the final corner. Could he go provisional pole position? Trent we did not see. Was improving. Yengaboy does go P1, 59.61. Trent is improving to the second sector. He was. Can he go provisional pole position? No, he can't. 16.009 by Trent. So at the moment, Yengaboy is on provisional pole position with 7 minutes to go. Of course, there's short qualifying, so we don't have Q1, Q2, Q3, just quick through here. Shiznir as well improved, but, well, he did improve up to P11, 4,000 beyond Morrison. Constella invalidated. Revit up on his time by 63 thousandths. Alemine does improve on his time by 9 tenths. But goes up to P12, 16.926. The yellows, that's probably Constella. No, that's actually Paul going slow. And one of the Aston Martins. Paul cutting across the track through the grass. Seems like it. Chimp, is he improving? Yes, he is by 66 thousandths. Revit goes up to P12, 1,000 behind Chesney Riz, 16.701 for Revit. Like I said, 1,000 behind Riz, who is 4,000 beyond Morrison, so that's, well, pretty much 5 thousandths of a second between 3 drivers. So, yeah, very close, even though this track is a bit of a roller coaster, literally. Dome, is he going to be improving to the first sector? So we'll quickly see. Yes, he is by a little bit. Speed, who is our final driver, the debutant, is adamant last, who has set a time. Of course, Fresh has a quali ban. Chimp is improving. He actually set the same exact time as his previous time, 16.387 by Chimp. He literally just set us an exact time, yeah. I mean, okay, it says that it's 1,000 off, but it doesn't matter, it's still identical. To the first sector he gained a lot, but then to the second and third he lost a lot. Paul not on a lap. Clipsy is on a lap though, 12 thousandths up on his time. he would definitely need to multiply that by quite a lot if you would want to be even remotely close to Trent, since he is 3 tenths behind Trent. Down the pack, Dome has gone up to P13, but Constella is improving by quite a lot. 4.5 tenths to the second sector, third sector, half a second, and he goes up to P10. 16.643, our last winner in Monza.
Phillips, he's had a huge moment out of the double right. 10 and 11, he's just lost the rear completely.
Yeah, and he's almost 2 tenths down on his time as well. Probably
Yeah,
that's a lap done. He's using a bit of his CRS though.
Kept spot map on, but he's gonna go to the pit. Yeah.
Yeah, into the pits. Pits. Paul is up on his time to the first sector by almost 900s. I thought that, I mean, the exit out of turn 5 was with a bit of sliding through turn 7. I was just about to talk on the exit out of turn 9. That was literally through millimeters, not even millimeters. One of the Red Bulls were on the apex of turn 9. Blocking. Yeah, Paul down his time by 1.5 tenths. But yeah, the track limits on the exit of turn 5 were literally down to the millimeters. Probably not to millimeters, probably a small, like something smaller than a millimeter through there.
An atom.
I would have thought that. Yeah, I mean, atom is the smallest. There's probably something between a millimeter and an atom, of course, but yeah, Mick into the pits. He's revving. He's burning the clutch. Yeah, just for fun.
Trent now starts probably his final flying lap unless he validates like that. Okay.
Yeah. Through turn 1, classic. Through turn 1,
back
validation.
Next lap then.
Yeah. Although his fuel is gonna be close, so he will need to.
Lift and coast a lot.
Yeah, he's gonna need to do it, but then it's as well gonna be a bit difficult when he has to as well keep the temps up in his tires. But that's his worry. Alemine is on a lap. He's got quite high amount of fuel. But who is as well starting lap is our current pole sitter, Yenga Boy. Through turn 1, does he make the same mistake as Trent? No, he doesn't. Keeps it clean. Well, clean enough that he doesn't invalidate, of course. Through turn 4, bit hesitant it looked like. Through turn 4, through the first sector, 1.5 tenths already up on his time through the first sector. I thought that turn 4 was a bit too hesitant, a bit of.
He did the same as Constella in turn 1 on his. Yeah, he's backed off now. He did on his PB lap right now. He did the same as Constella turn 1 and just flew over the curb.
Still 1.5 tenths up on his sign. Jesus. That's a bit. I mean, then with that scenario, then he probably rode that curb absolutely perfectly. Then, if he didn't invalidate and all that.
Turn 1
and it
must have been to the T perfect. As Trent flies over it, that'll be him done. That's his quali done.
Yeah, that's him done. That's our pole contender done. With qualifying, the best that he can hope for is P2, unless I don't fucking know. Yenga Boy is gonna all of a sudden get DSQ'd for a good reason, and no one behind him can get it done. As I saw clips, he loses on the exit out of turn 5, and he's backed off, so that's gonna be his quali done. He can hope for 3rd, if he can get that, of course. Chesney Riz, is he gonna be improving on his? No, he's not. He's going into the pits. Yenga Boy has invalidated. Yenga Boy has invalidated, so our current pole sitter is relying on the others that they don't improve. TLW goes 4th, 16.371.
Chimp was 1.5 up in sector 2, so he's got, unless he's had a marvellous sector 3, that's only going to stick him about P3 at the moment, but it'd be good for him.
Yeah. Chimp is gonna cross the line. Can he go anywhere close? He's gonna go only P4. 16.302. 0.2 behind Clipsy, who is done with qualifying officially. TLW done with qualifying. Paul, I think, yeah, he's on his lap still. The next one to cross the line is going to be Speed. He's only by half a tenth up on his time, so that wouldn't do anything for him, and he's going, well, I thought that he was going into the pits, but he stays in 16th, 1,000 behind his time, so pretty much identical time. Then next one behind is Morrison, slide a bit down to the second sector, and he stays in 11th. Younger boy, of course, crosses the line with no time, well, no time as in a final lap time. TLW invalidated. Paul, well, at least he hasn't invalidated, but he has one of the Mercedes, that's Charlie Fiji, of course the only Mercedes, in front of him, so he's got a bit of distraction, but at the same time a bit of slipstream in front of him. Constella, can he improve on his time? No, he can't, it's just the wall. Revit goes up to P8, 16.499, Paul goes up to P3, 16.032, great usage of that slipstream. Kukupura goes up to P8, Mick as well P9, and that is it for qualifying. Boy takes his first pole position of the season in front of Trent, in front of Paul, Clipsy, Chimp, Fiji, TLW, Kukupura, Mick, Revit, Constella, Morrison, Chesney Riz, Dome, Alamine, Speed, Kema, and Fresh. So yeah, that Speed, that well, time trial that he did set well, a few days ago probably, it is paying off for him, and well, there's your answer, at least in qualifying. Pole position, right there, Grande Premio de Portugal 2021, of course. We definitely not living in 25. So yeah, should be interesting. Constella, last round winner, down in 11th. It's gonna be a bit hard for him to win it from P11.
Top three very close, and then it's back down to 0.3 for Clipsy.
Yeah,
700ths of a second separated.
Yeah, but by the way, can you put your mic a bit closer? Because
what's that?
At least for me, because I can barely hear you.
I mean, it's my throat as well. I can't talk too loud, but
okay, maybe not that close.
Oh, that's better. Is that good?
Yeah.
All right. I'll try and talk a bit louder as well.
Nah, it's just the mic was a bit far.
Okay.
It's fine. What's the strategy around here? Like soft, medium? Medium, soft?
I know Revit, who's driving, said it earlier in the tier 2 chat, the Twitch chat. It was something hard.
Yeah.
I can have a look if I can get the chat back up from earlier. But yeah. I'm not too sure what the actual strategy is around here.
Yeah, me neither. I don't think I've driven a league race around this track in a long time on this game. Yeah, let's see. We'll learn on the go with the strategy, I guess. Just waiting for the fiber lights. Drivers are taking their...
Someone's got a slow PC.
Yeah, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 red lights, and it's going to be lights out. Now, and we're going here in the Portuguese Grand Prix. Younger boy, does he get a good start? No, he doesn't. Trent already side by side with him. Off the line. Trent on the inside. A bit of contact between the two. Younger off the circuit. Trent takes the lead of the Grand Prix. Younger boy might even lose his P2. Maybe even a podium spot as Clipsy tries to go around the outside of him. No, he can't get him, so Younger boy stays in third. But he did start on the mediums compared to the two in front of him, which did start on the softs. Younger boy dives down inside through turn 5 as clips Chimp was it spun on the exit out of turn 5 on his own. Clips in P4 TLW off the circuit through turn 7 and 8. Fiji already up into P5. Constella as well up to P8 as Chimp loses it down to P9. Down the order, nothing really too much concerning besides the fact that Morrison is down to P16 from like P11. Chesney Riz as well from like P13 down to P17, so few others have had just horrid race starts as Chesney Riz got dived down inside by Alamine, as well as Fresh from P18 is already up to P14. The top two are already making their gap from Yengaboy. The gap is already 1 second. Yengaboy, of course, wants to get that gap down to under a second. He's already used quite a bit of his ERS, Yengaboy. As behind, Constella losing a bit of places. Ghosted as well, he's dropped down to P10. Losing maybe down to P11 as Mick the Quick is on the inside of him now, on the outside through turn 4. Quick, can he get the exit? No, he can't. Constella, does he defend that P10? Mick sends it down inside as there are yellows behind. It's a V-Carb, that's Alamine. Constella does defend that position. Yes, he does. Mick still goes and now he isn't. So Constella eventually does defend that position. Revit already up into P8 as well from like dropping down to P10. Was it? The two Aston Martins close to each other as well. They were a bit sneaking for a move. Dome hits the back of Mick. Thankfully he did not spin from that. The top two are, of course, like I said, trying to get that gap over 1 second from Yengaboy, and they have succeeded in that mission, at least on lap 2. Yengaboy not that much ERS for his usage compared to the top two who have over 60%. Trent does go for the lead of the Grand Prix, but that's gonna be a normal happening for the couple of laps, because they will be, of course, trying to trade DRSs and all that, just try and work together and guarantee themselves a bit of a safe position, at least for that top two, as Revit loses a lot of places down the order, spins on the exit of turn 5. Force race, there was a bit of contact between himself and Kema, and Revit drops it all the way down to P17 from like P10. Of course, the contact did not start at the very beginning from Kema, because Kema was a few positions down on Revit, but something has gone on with Revit on the first sector, and yeah, he's down in P17, so not a good first opening laps. The same with for Alamine, who is struggling a lot in this race. I guess just survival at this point for him. Behind Alamine 3 seconds. Just I was saying that he's gonna have a bit of struggles. Constella doesn't have the DRS in front, but CLW doesn't have the DRS behind him. Neither. Paul does not overtake Trent. I mean, it's probably just gonna be safer like that. Mick overtakes TLW in the back, as well as Speed overtakes TLW as well. So TLW loses 2 positions at once. Of course, Speed with those softs, well, of course not. Normally it would be faster. Dome tries to defend, I believe, from Fresh, but Fresh spins on the exit out of turn 4. Hits the wall. Destroys the DRS board. Does he have damage though? He did hit the wall. But it seems like he doesn't have damage, at least not that significant that we could see it. But a very good first 3 laps of the race, which was already up to, well, fighting for P12, have gone down under pressure by, well, unless there was contact between himself and Dome, then by skill issue. And it's just a bit of a disappointing beginning of the race, as Fresh is a little bit struggling for grip. But yeah, V-Carb might be cooked this season, but we've seen as well last season from Ferrari that they were as well like few opening rounds pointless, and then in the end they got a win from Chimp, and they got few good point scoring places and rounds, so they weren't lost. They were 8th, I believe, Ferrari in the end in the standings, considering the fact that they were pointless in the first 5 races at least. It's not too bad. That the top 2 are running away with it as expected. Behind Yinga Boy, nothing really too much happening. All 4 drivers behind him in the DRS zone are just in uniform, not really fighting as well. There aren't really that many opportunities to fight or for overtaking. Probably previous laps, but now maybe on this lap, maybe Charlie, maybe Kookaburra would overtake Clipsy or Kookaburra Charlie. Maybe, I mean, Kookaburra is 2/10 behind him. He is close. He's using his ERS. He's trying to go for it, but Charlie is as well using his ERS. But in the end, Charlie does defend himself from Kookaburra. Maybe a send down inside from Kookaburra into turn 3. No, he doesn't. Behind, Speed overtakes Mick. Revit overtakes Kema. And back to the top, Kookaburra has completely lost it to Charlie as Charlie tries to go down inside on Clipsy into turn 5. Does Clipsy outbrake himself? No, he doesn't. So Clipsy nicely defended that. Charlie could have as well just sent it down inside into turn 5, but it is what it is. The race is long. Don't have to be an absolute terrorist in the first opening laps to get the positions. Of course, if it would have been Monaco, then yeah, I guess. But Portugal is a track where you can actually overtake, so it's not that bad. Pole is losing a bit of ground on Trent up the top. 8/10 behind. Of course, he's gonna be able to regain that time with the DRS. Gives a bit of hope for Yinga Boy, but it's not really hope. It's just showing him that the gap is closing, but not really. Clipsy goes in front of Yinga Boy now, up to P3. Both Clipsy and Yinga Boy go off track through turn 1. Probably a warning as Clipsy locked up into turn 3. Re-lock up as well, and that is going to cost this train a bit behind. As well, Yinga Boy did not have the DRS. Charlie and Kookaburra now going super on the exit turn 5. Usually the car around the outside has the better grip, and it is like I expected. Charlie is in front of Kookaburra around the outside, defending the position around the outside. I mean, the turn 5 just has so much grip around the outside. It's unbelievable. So yeah, good defense from Charlie to keep that P5 to him.
Probably important to note as well that Trent and Paul are both on softs.
Yeah.
And Josh and down to, I think, Constella are on medium, so they were always going to run away in this first stint.
Constella is on softs.
Oh, is it down to Chimp?
Yeah, Chimp. Speed is on softs, and then Mick, TLW, Dome, Morrison, Revit, Chesney, and Fresh have softs. Mediums. Kema has softs, and then Alemine has pitted to hards.
Yeah, so
but he pitted.
They were always going to run away in this first stint when that's
yeah,
with their new softs. But as Josh is now catching slowly but surely, he's getting that gap back down.
Yeah, Mick is fighting with Speed. Both Speed and Mick did overtake Constella in turn 1. TLW is as well trying to get his bit of taste of overtaking as Speed has sent it down inside into turn 5, and lovely defending from the switchback by Mick. Speed could not get a switchback on Mick, so he is up to P8. Speed has to, well, stay in P9. TLW in the end couldn't get the move done on Constella either, so he's stuck in P11 for now. The gap from Mick to Chimp is rising to 3.7 seconds now, so it's really just a few groups that we need to concentrate as back down the order. Revit and Chesney are fighting through the 3 final corners, or to turn 13 and 14. But yeah, like you earlier mentioned, Alex, the gap, he's slowly catching up. I mean, I'd say that it's just staying as Revit's okay. Well,
He's
first
crashed
retirement is Revit from the race in the pits. Dome 3 seconds. So, well.
Oh my God! Ali Minus just had a huge moment. Spun on the exit of 11. And he's just parked it in a wall.
Yeah, broken front wing. Might get lapped actually at this rate.
He will do at some point if he keeps this up. I don't know what's happening. Yeah, he's got no front right end plate now, which
Yeah.
I'm not surprised about, seeing as he's just completely clobbered the wall.
Yeah. Probably is gonna retire in the pits, I'd assume, because if he pit, well, he has to pit pretty much. Then he's gonna get lapped. So
Into the
that's
pits he
pretty
comes.
much. Yeah, that's pretty much race done. He does. Yeah.
There it is.
That's
yeah.
what I expected.
I
So
think
our second retirement, Aleman. Yeah, go on.
I'm pretty sure he just crashed out, because that's not. That didn't look. There's F1 Lightning in the chat said it didn't look normal.
Yeah, no, I mean, Brit crashing on the exit out of that double rights is pretty common. Well, easy to do. So I don't think that he did that on purpose. I mean, of course, a bit of anger is there, so maybe a bit more aggressive on the throttle application because of it. But other than that, I mean, just it's relatively easy to do it there. So I mean, it didn't even cause a safety car or anything, so you don't have to really worry about that at all, because really the only way that you can get safety cars in here is unless you have completely broken your front wing or you have completely crashed out. Those are the only ways of getting that. So yeah. The gap between Yengaboy and Paul is a bit reducing. Of course, then the gap increases as we go onto the major DRS straights. Of course, with Paul having the DRS on Trent, the gap goes up to like 2.5, close to 2.5, 2.4 seconds. So it of course is gonna go up a bit, but those softs are going off a bit as Yengaboy goes again off the circuit through turn 1. We will probably see a lot of 3-second time penalties just via exceeding the track limits, as TOW in the meantime through turn 3 did overtake speed with a down inside, and he does get him. Does he go down inside on Costa through turn 5? Yes, he does go down inside. Does he a bit of a wheel locking from both of them, and the two Aston Martins just go through past them as well. Morrison overtakes Constella, so that down inside from TOW costed him 2 positions, and Constella, all the positions now in front of him, 4 positions, but now he's trying to get back on Morrison as Morrison had a bad exit. He's on the inside of the double right, turn 10 and 11. Does he get him? Yes, he does get him. So in the end, he only loses 3 positions, but still, annoyingly, he loses 3 positions out of pretty much no fault of his own. Well, pretty much wheel locking, so probably it's just gonna be a, well, incident, well, NFA basically, no further action, I'd assume, because that's just really unlucky through the middle of the corner. Clipsy is in front of Yengaboy, the same with Kookaburra in front of Charlie. And probably Clipsy is going to defend that position into turn 5. I don't think that Yengaboy is going to send it down inside. No, he doesn't. Doesn't run into the back of him. Clipsy, a bit of a wiggle on the exit out of turn 5. I mean, him and Chimp have been a bit struggling from the grip through that corner. Yeah. it's a bit boring, this race, isn't it?
Yeah, I mean, it is Portugal. There's only one real corner to overtake. The rest is just DRS train and staying behind to get lap time.
Yeah, I mean, as well, the turn 5 corner seems like on paper, it seems like a normal place to overtake, but in the end, it's not really that good place to overtake, as Trent and Paul go into the pits from those softs. So now Clipsy takes the lead, but quickly that lead goes back to Yingaboy. Trent to the mediums, the same with Paul. TOW and Constella pits. Now TOW is on the medium tires, so he's going to be going for the hards, interestingly, whilst Constella goes to the mediums. I mean, those hards are going to confidently go to the end of the race, as Clipsy now is losing a bit of places. He's going to lose a position to Clipsy even, or does he? He might actually not. He's struggling a lot with his rears on those mediums. Now, with that mistake, the gap has risen to almost a second between Kookaburra and Yingaboy. This is Yingaboy's chance of just running away from this rest of the pack, which would be a good idea, but that idea is not going to get finalized, as Kookaburra has the DRS, and so Kookaburra is going to catch up on the straights, and yeah, the gap is going to go back down a lot, and he's going to be back in the DRS for further many laps. Speed goes into the pits, and 10-second penalty for Speed as well. Too much speed into the pits, and well, Speed needs to go faster on the actual track, but he needs to slow down going into the pits a bit. I say. I mean, pretty much the only people that have DRS is, well, the top 5, and then, well, now Trent to Kema, Paul right behind him, then Speed just rejoined in the between TOW and Constella. So okay, there's a bit more drivers with the DRSs, but still nothing too much to really look about. I mean, Trent and Paul might lose a bit of time on Kema, because of course Kema is on old softs, and as well Kema's pace is nothing really to well, shout about. Mick has left the session, so that's unfortunate for him. Trent goes around the outside of Kema, as well as Paul goes around the outside of Kema through turn 13, and that's 2 lovely overtakes by the 2 of them. Well, technically leaders of the race, because everyone in front of them still hasn't pitted. The gap from Trent to Yingaboy is 12.5 seconds. Good question would be how much time do you lose through the pits? Probably is a bit more than probably like 21 seconds more than that. So yeah, Speed in the meantime in front of TOW and Constella, who sent it down inside, and actually Speed stays in 15th. Constella is up to 14th, 2 places in 1 corner, and he's gonna keep that P14 at the moment, unless Speed sends a diabolical into turn 5, but he doesn't, thankfully. So Constella stays in 14th at the moment. Kookaburra right behind Yingaboy. Kookaburra as well has 100% of VRS. Well, now he's gonna use it, but still had a lot of VRS compared to Yingaboy. Now he did use a lot of that ERS, Kookaburra, but he does get an easy overtake in, well, way before turn 1, and he is our new race leader, but he gets a 3-second immediately after getting that lead to himself, and well, now pretty much has to just pray that everyone behind him is gonna get penalties, and that's a bit of a risky risky game to play, because sometimes you might actually not get the result that you wanted, that everyone behind you is going to get penalties. Came out into the pits for the mediums, so he's going to as well go till the end. I mean, of course. Morrison right behind Dome. 5 tenths behind him. Morrison as well struggling with the rears. But turn 8 is really commonplace to struggle with the rears. It's really easy to lose it there. It's really tricky with traction and grip and pretty much everything. So it's nothing like rare to see someone lose it there. The gaps have a bit opened up in this top 5. Everyone over half a second. Well, now Charlie is into 4/10s, but still nowhere near close to really, anywhere near close to go for an overtake on Yenga Boy. Morrison overtakes Dome. Mick goes into the pits. Of course, Mick is still an AI. Kmart gets a 3 seconds. I don't think Mick had it. Do you have Mick at it?
I don't think so. I can have a look. I don't think I have Mick added. Do.
Okay. Invite him real quick.
Yeah.
Drilla's already shouting at me. I mean, with Drilla, I have a hit one time where he disconnected from the race, and I didn't have him at it. And I don't check my Discord messages in the middle of the race unless it's a safety car. Then I might check. But if it's not if there's not a safety car, then I'm not checking my messages, so it just goes through. And if I don't have someone at it, then it is what it is for them. It's their own fault that they don't have me at it. But Trilla was shouting at me. It's my problem that I didn't add him, which it doesn't make sense. But let that not make sense, I guess. I mean, what is the point in arguing with someone that says something that doesn't make sense?
Yeah,
if you get me, of course, Alex.
It's just like talking to a brick wall at that point.
Yeah,
can't help
pretty
it.
much. Yeah. Dome overtakes Morrison. There are yellows through turn 2. I think that was probably Fresh. I mean, Fresh is losing a lot of time to Riz. I mean, I think that was Fresh, but I could be mistaken. But anyways, there were yellows through that corner. Anyways. Okay. Yeah. Like I said, pretty much that's the thing that I talked earlier, not the yellows, but the other thing, talking to a brick wall, just... It is... I'm just gonna say that it's a thing of the past, so nothing really... There's no reason to go back to it and again argue, or in your case, Drilla, I know that you're listening because you literally just pinged me. There's no reason to start this again, just leave it alone. Don't start it. I don't, and I won't start it either, and I wouldn't really anyways, but just leave it alone. So I don't want this toxic thing between us. So yeah, just talking this because there's literally nothing going on in this race. Lap 19 out of 33, thankfully. Not lap 12, for example. But yeah, just chatting overall shit because there's literally nothing going on in the race. Yeah, as well, that was the reason why I brought it up, Drilla. That was the only reason. There's literally nothing going on in the race.
So everyone's got, like, there's clips you know goes from me on Chesney. That's just happened, but I missed that. As we were talking about, everyone's like, there's only a couple people within DRS of the person in front. You got Speed, Jenga, Charlie, and Dome, and everyone else is over multiple seconds away from the person.
Oh, Dome, 10 seconds speed in the pits.
Ah.
Another Aston Martin speeding in the pits. Both Aston Martins need to, well, look at their speed into the pits, apparently. Maybe a bit more into the actual race. Of course, I'm just chatting shit, just talk, because, again, there's nothing really going on. So, yeah, with the DRSs, I mean, and when they do have the DRS to the car in front, they don't really tend to overtake. I mean, the top 3, of course, it doesn't make sense to overtake, just if the car in front is not massively slower, then, and if you're 5/10 back, going into the final corner, then there's really no reason to just use your ERS to absolute 0 on the straight to just be in front of a person in front, because if you have 0 ERS, then throughout the whole lap, then you're just gonna get overtaken probably by the 2. As the 3 in the top and go into the pits. Now Charlie was going a bit slow, I mean, was right behind Yingaboy and was going slow into the pits. Anyways, Kookaburra pit for the softs, the same with Charlie, and probably the same with Yingaboy.
What happened
Morrison
to Trent?
as well pits.
Because he was 3 seconds behind Paul. So
That's a very good question.
Paul is just driven off in the front. He's got a 3-second gap back to Trent.
Yeah, Trent might have made a mistake, probably. That's my only guess, because there weren't any yellow flags anywhere. And yeah, Trent is 3 seconds behind Paul. So yeah, good point. Well, I guess that's gonna be a bit easier to overtake at least Trent. Morrison gets a 3 seconds. That's gonna be at least easier to and catch up to Trent for everyone behind, which includes Kookaburra, Yingaboy, Clipsy, Charlie, and Chimp. Of course, Kookaburra has that 3 seconds, so it's going to be a bit harder to, well, overtake Trent is not going to be that difficult, but then extending that gap, yeah, extending the gap over 3 seconds is going to be another key to the puzzle for him, especially now that Trent has caught up to Paul to under 3 seconds. So he just can't catch up to Paul, and then that'll be it. He would literally need to overtake Paul as well. They're of course catching, since they have 8 lap younger softs and as well softs. So just by the softs they'll be faster, but then as well add the tire life, then it's even faster for them. And probably the entire race, entire rest of the race, maybe up until like the final lap, those softs will be faster. The final lap would be a bit of a question mark, but yeah, those softs should be the fastest tire at this point. For Clipsy, and especially for Clipsy, it's going to be a bit more of a question mark, as he's already losing a second to Yingaboy. Just about inside of it. Constella gets a 3 seconds. Earlier as well, TLW go 1. See, Clipsy just outside of that 1 second now. Now he's inside of it. It's a bit of a lottery here, but thing is going to be on the outside of it. Yes, he is going to be outside of it 1.1 seconds. Unless he's going to magically just catch up those 2 tenths. But no, he doesn't. So Charlie is going to have an easy task to overtake him. Yingaboy fast lap 1:17.384. Yingaboy as well overtakes Kookaburra, so he's up to P2, 3. As well, the gap from now Yingaboy to Trent has gone down to 1.6 seconds, so they're really catching up, as well as Trent is catching up to Paul, 2.5 seconds, so Trent is faster than Paul at the end a little bit. So yeah, pretty much Trent probably lost it on his own at one point. So yeah, we shall see from the FIA. Are you part of the FIA?
I am.
Alex? Okay. Because, well, I'm officially not, even though I didn't do jack shit for like well, last season nothing, and then probably last season was season 8, then season 7 probably I did something mid-season, like up until mid-season, but then probably after that I just didn't do anything, and then yeah, Yingaboy officially removed my role from that, so I can't even check those tickets.
Yeah, I mean,
it's of course understandable.
Last week I didn't do it because I was at work. I didn't realise it was out so early.
Yeah, Yingaboy does overtake Trent around the inside of turn 1, does go off the track yet again. Surprising that he doesn't have a 3-second time penalty at this point, because he did go off track 3 times, as behind Kemmer has spun himself round. Yeah, as well, Kookaburra has overtaken Trent, so that's an easy double, well, overtake for, well, not double overtake, but Trent lost 2 places, what I'm trying to say, basically. Good overtake for both Yingaboy and Kookaburra. Fiji is going to be able to close in on Trent. Well, he's already 3 tenths behind him. Now it's just really the thing to just wait for that start-finish straight and overtake him there, because overtaking here through turn 14 and 15, it's going to be a bit of pointless, because then Trent is going to get the DRS and then you're going to lose more time on the next lap. But yeah, now just Charlie is going to overtake him. By the way, up in front, Yingaboy has caught up to pole to within that 1 second. Charlie overtakes Trent. But yeah, Yingaboy is already within 1 second and already in the striking distance of overtaking pole. So Yingaboy could take the lead of the Grand Prix on this lap into turn 5, but he doesn't because he's too far back. Kookaburra up close and not close enough for an overtake. But Yingaboy on this lap just needs to stay close within pole at least, and then on the start finish straight, then he can overtake him easily. Of course, then Kookaburra is going to be right behind him, but Kookaburra has got a 3 seconds, so defending that win is going to be a lot easier for him than he would have thought. Coming up to this race and after qualifying. So now sliding on the exit of turn 14, 13, 14 now, and then 15 of course flat out. And then up the hill there's gonna be that DRS. Earlier it was around this point, now it's gonna be here. And easy overtake for Yingaboy. Does Kookaburra overtake Yingaboy as well? No, he doesn't. Yingaboy takes the lead of the Grand Prix, what he lost from, well, lap 1, turn 1 pretty much. Now he regains it on lap 26 into turn 1. Chimp 3 seconds for him. Constella loses places to Speed and Dome, the 2 Aston Martins. But of course, both of them have 10 seconds, over 10 seconds, 13 seconds for Speed and 16 seconds for Dome. So they're gonna drop out of the points completely. They're gonna be in front of Chesney. The only reason that Chesney is 18 seconds behind CLW. Dome as well overtakes Speed. Normal stuff, because Dome is on 6 lap younger tires. Easier said, that. So yeah, but I mean, yeah, Dome is still gonna drop down a lot of places in the end, unless it's gonna really drop. No, what am I saying? Unless he's gonna really speed up his pace on this final third sector and pretty much the final laps on those softs and final laps of the race, as Kookaburra goes for the lead of the Grand Prix. Of course, easy DRS overtake. Charlie, I think he had the or maybe he didn't actually have the DRS, I don't know. But he is going to have the DRS for this little back straight, of course. Pole still has that DRS on the top 2. So yeah, it's not that easy for Charlie to catch up to Pole as it could have been expected. Clipsy is not able to, well, at all really, to catch up to Trent. With that 2-lap earlier pit stop, he did catch up to the other drivers that were in the top 5 with him, just driving. But now he's suffering from, well, a bit of lack of pace on those softs compared to the others. Of course, he was already suffering a bit from a bit of lack of pace, seeing that he's struggling with the rear grip. Grip? Grip. What the fuck?
Grip.
Yeah, grip. As Charlie does overtake Paul and is advent on the podium. Still 5 laps to go. Yingaboy doesn't really need to do anything. Just stay behind Yingaboy, behind himself, behind Kookaburra, and he should be golden. Fiji does have the, no, he doesn't have the DRS, so Yingaboy is gonna be able to well, open up the gap. Not that much really, just a 10th really. But yeah, maybe throughout this lap, throughout the second sector and the third one, maybe he might be able to open up the gap, but we will see. The gap is still 8 tenths. Paul is still well, within that 1 second of Charlie. And Charlie is still within that 1 second. He now catches up a bit to Yingaboy. More. And yeah, he's going to be within that 1 second for that DRS. The same with Paul as well. Trent is catching up to Paul, as we've seen earlier, but that catch up is like a 10th, a 2 a lap. As Yingaboy takes the lead of the Grand Prix on lap 29 out of 33 into turn 1. He sees, of course, that Charlie is catching up, so he wants to take a bit of, well, a bit of a safe gap behind him, as Paul now gets a 3-second time penalty, of course, for exceeding the track limits multiple times. And now Trent has lost a bit of time to Paul. Of course, the DRS doesn't help that he has. But yeah, Yingaboy and Fiji are the only two that can really fight for the race win. Of course, the big favorites at this point of the race is Yingaboy, who is in front of Kookaburra, and Yingaboy is in front of Charlie by 9 tenths, over 9 tenths, almost a second now, well, over a second now. So yeah, it's the probabilities for Yingaboy to win this are high, but is he going to be able to win this race is going to be another question. Kookaburra does overtake Yingaboy on the straight now, and so he's up into the race lead. Charlie, of course, is going to catch up to Yingaboy, but Charlie has no ERS whatsoever in his battery charge. Yingaboy has 70% of ERS charge. Kookaburra has 50. Of course, he probably used a bit for the overtake. But Charlie, if he is really looking to overtake Yingaboy, he needs to charge up that battery as soon as possible before the final lap starts, because then he really wants to well, be right behind Yingaboy and just get to attack him, maybe at any sort of a point in the lap. He wants to overtake him.
So it's important to note as well that Josh and Charlie are both on 2 warnings, so 1 more track limits and they're getting a penalty, which could make it quite spicy on the final lap.
Yeah, very spicy on the final lap. Yeah, a bit losing time. Charlie is now closer to Yingaboy than Yingaboy on Cook. Now it's changing. On the exit of the final corner, Yingaboy is going to be able to overtake Kookaburra. Charlie too far back to think about. Of course, he needs to think about more about the charge of his battery, which is 40% now, thankfully. Ingeborg and Kookaburra both at 50 and 60%. Charlie is charging up his battery very quickly, and he probably now has the most amount of ERS in his tank. So very good ERS recovery from Charlie last lap. Behind, well, there's a big DRS train. Mick the Quick has overtaken speed in through turn 4. Speed sends a diabolical down inside through turn 5, and does he get him? No, Mick gets the better exit as expected around the outside as well. Better tires, and Mick is in front. In the meantime, TLW and Morrison are battling, and Morrison has been forced off the circuit on the exit of turn 8. Where the hell has my voice gone? As we're gonna start the penultimate lap of the race. Kookaburra, is he gonna overtake Ingeborg? Yes, he does overtake him. So that's an ideal position for Ingeborg to be. Of course, he needs to think about his track limits. The same with Fiji, as you mentioned. And Paul is outside of that, the DRS for, quite a few laps. As behind, there's two wides between Mick, Dome, Speed, and Kostler. All four of them are fighting for the P8. Of course, the two Aston Martins have 10 seconds, so it's really mainly between Kostler and Mick. Unless Mick has 6 seconds. No, both Kostler and Mick have 3 seconds. So the two of them are really fighting. Then the two Aston Martins are just there for to spice things up. It's a 6-way battle fight for P8 on track. Mick is in a very good position as he has got 2 Aston Martins behind him. A mistake on the exit of turn 8, but he's still in front of him, in front of them, with a good gap. He doesn't have ERS whatsoever though. Neither does Dome, Speed. Kostler has a lot. But we go back to the top 3 as Ingeborg starts the final lap as a race leader. Can he stick to that race lead? Charlie used a lot of his ERS, caught up to Charlie massively, but he now lost a bit of time on the exit of turn 1. Is he able to overtake Kookaburra into turn 5? It would be very crucial, because then he'll be right behind Ingeborg. Can he overtake him into turn 5? Maybe around the outside? No, he can't get him around the outside. Maybe better exit somehow? No, he can't get him behind. Paul is in front, still in front of Trent. Trent probably tried to go around the outside. Behind this whole mess, Mick is in the pits for some reason. He was literally fighting for P8, but he's in the pits. So the two Aston Martins are in P8 and 9. Constantly in the P10, but of course the two Aston Martins in front of him have penalties, the 10-second ones, so it doesn't really matter anything. He's still getting that P8, but in the race lead is Ingeborg out of the penultimate corner, and then flat out through turn 15. Ingeborg, a bit of a disaster last round, bounces back very nicely. A Season 3 World Champion. Can he go for a second one this season? Ingeborg takes the Portuguese Grand Prix to himself, wins the Portuguese Grand Prix. Charlie Fiji finishes in P2. Good race for him as well. Kookaburra finishes on the podium. Trent 4th. Paul in 5th. Klipsi in 6th. Champion 7th. And then the two Aston Martins are going to plummet down to whatever the position is going to be. P11 and 12. Kostler P8. TLW P9. Morrison rounds off the top 10. And then it is Speed, Dome, Fresh, Mick, Chesney Riz, and then Kemmer rounds off the drivers who have actually finished the race. And then it is going to be Revit and Alamine who haven't finished the race. Boring our race. No safety cars whatsoever, as expected, because the walls are 5 kilometers away from the circuit. And yeah,
there's not really a lot of contacts either. It was very sensible racing, which you don't see a lot of.
Yeah. So yeah, Younger boy wins from pole, even though from pole he did not lead a lap until lap 26.
Gets fastest lap as well by 500 to Fiji.
Yeah, I mean Fiji had a very good race as well, finishing in P2 from P6. Kookaburra as well from P8 up to P3. A very good race. Trent and Paul, they went a bit different with the softs at the beginning. Eventually did not work out for them. I mean, probably Trent could have done a bit better without probably spinning. Probably it would be by himself. Yeah, the rest, Clips, he was struggling all race. Chimp as well felt like he was struggling all race. TLW went for the heart, which probably was not a good option. The two Aston Martins could have gotten good points from P16 and P14, but then they got the 10-second penalties, which, well, dropped them down out of the points, unfortunately. And so, yeah, those were the race results. Okay. So that was Portugal. Good.
Never bring me back here.
Yeah. Well, I will definitely remember everything from 2 weeks onwards.
Yeah.
So, next week is whatever it was. It is Miami, another great circuit.
Oh my god.
It's gonna be better for a viewing though. It's not the walls are closer, so at least could be a chance of a safety car. As well, the most loved sprint format ever.
Oh no.
Around Miami as well. I'm gonna be loving that. I literally hate that because what am I supposed to do in the OSQs? There's literally nothing to say.
Yeah, takes the lead. Oh, look at that.
Yeah, I'm just there like yapping about something or like I don't know. I don't even know what I do. I'm just there. But yeah, Miami should be more excitement as the walls are of course closer. So maybe potential safety car there. So yeah, as well as sprint. So like I said, should be more action. Should not be this boring. Thankfully, this race was quick. It felt quick at least.
Yeah, it's just
wasn't
over, about an hour in total.
Yeah,
because we started like 8:15.
Hour 8. Yeah, like hour 10.
Yeah.
The whole session.
Yeah, so, it's good time for that.
Yeah, it wasn't bad.
Portugal's not one I'd want to sit through for longer than an hour.
Yeah. I think though Constella is gonna still keep his lead. And actually might not, because Yingaway might
Did you get
it.
How many points did he get? Where did he finish?
Constella was 8th.
I think Josh was 8th, so there'll be Josh will be winning by 2 because he got pole and fastest lap.
No, but Clipsy is still like in P6 or 7, wasn't he? So he might actually get it.
Yeah. I mean, it'll be good to see at the end of it.
It's gonna be close between the. It's gonna be very close between the 3 of them. That's for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah. As well. Well, Ferrari. Ferrari are gonna still keep the constructors lead, but. Yeah. It's gonna be close at the top in the drivers' standings. That's for sure. And from me at least, see you in Miami. See you next week.
Yeah, see you
Unless
next
we
week.
have something else to it.